Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO Harry Potter review. So today we're going to be looking at set number 76414, Expecto Patronum. This set includes 754 pieces, retails for $69.99 when it released on June 1st of 2023. Now this set I was initially really excited about because of the rumors, thinking that this was going to be some sort of, the scene that they're depicting is exactly what I wanted, but still, it's just a buildable Patronus, and they're using this other blue color instead of the translucent blue. There are hints of the translucent blue, though I wish the whole thing was done in that color just because I think it would look so much cooler. But anyways, we'll see how this goes in the building experience. Also have to note this is a 2-in-1 set, so you can build not only Lupin's Wolf Patronus, but you can also build Harry's Stag, which is the main model, which will use up all the pieces compared to the other one, which may only use a few of them. I'm not exactly sure, we'll see when we get there. Spinning around to the back of the box, get a closer look at Lupin's Wolf Patronus, as well as your minifigures. Harry with that arm printing is fantastic, by the way. Push tabs, because LEGO hates me. Let's open this up and see what's inside. Within the box, you get a total of 8 numbered bags and 2 instruction manuals. Now, the fun part about this set, as it is a 2-in-1, is that LEGO wants you to open more than one bag at a time when you build the Stag. Though, of course, as you know, I will be building both of the builds in this review, and I'll be starting off with Lupin's Wolf Patronus. From the back side of the instructions, we don't get anything too exciting, just a quick LEGO Life advertisement for the Wolf, and your win information, piece count, same advertisement you'll see in the other sets for the castle, leading to your final overall model for the Stag. Looking at the 2 minifigures that are included before we get into the 2 builds, we have Remus Lupin, who we've seen many times before in LEGO form. We actually got him in 2 sets as of last year with a brand new facial expression, which we see return in this set, with just a regular old calm smile from the front, and from the back side you can spin it around to see him start to transform into a werewolf. The hairpiece returns from back in 2018, though we happen to get a brand new torso piece which fits the scene where he's trying to teach Harry the Patronus charm, which I really like that they were able to include that on his figure. No leg printing, which isn't necessary, though you do happen to get some back printing just to help define the outfit, and I do appreciate the little instances of tears and such in the jacket, as Lupin was mostly known for wearing clothes that weren't in the best of shape. Now, the standout minifigure, in my opinion, though we've seen him also many times in other sets, we have Harry Potter, and really the main attraction of this figure is the fact that LEGO actually gave us arm printing for his sweatshirt, which I think is amazing. It's really great to see that they went all out with that. Whether or not other versions of him will come like this in the future, who's to say? You get the mid-sized legs to represent year 3, and we also happen to get that new wand piece, which happens to have the stud at the end. If you don't know how this works, you can hold it like this, or from the very bottom, you get one of those bar connections, which is different compared to, say, the regular wands, which have a rounded part from the bottom. I do a whole discussion on these in the Battle of Hogwarts review, which you can check out, link in the description below, card above. But needless to say, I do really like this new wand piece, as it opens up so much more potential for this theme, as far as maybe making dioramas in future, where you can have the character hold the wand like this, and you also get the stud from the very end, so you can place a spell piece, which in this instance they decided to give us a dish piece to represent the Patronus charm. Unlike the really nice pieces that they included in that Battle of Hogwarts sets, I would have really liked to have seen those recolored in the translucent blue, but oh well, I guess LEGO didn't want to do that for this set at all. One last thing about this character, love that he has like the blood stains, which are a little bit more prominent than on some other versions. I don't know, the first one that we got kind of looked a little bit more like mud. This one's a little bit redder. One more small thing about that torso, if they are depicting the scene where Lupin is teaching him the Patronus charm, why does he have bloodstains on his jacket? It really confuses me. Honestly, it's no big deal at the end of the day, because you could just easily switch out those arms with any of the other Harrys that we've gotten multiples of in the past. Not our main build, though surprisingly our first 2-in-1 Harry Potter set, not counting that one book, we have Lupin's Wolf Patronus, which doesn't really look like a wolf at some points, though there are a lot of nitpicky things that I have to say about this set, specifically about this build, and just the color scheme in general is just disappointing to me. Now, before we look at the build itself, I did want to note that you do get a number of extra pieces, which you'll use, all of which, including the ones for this build, on the Stag, which we'll be looking at next. Now, one of my favorite parts about this set is the fact that we do happen to get a little display stand for the animal, which even has this little scroll with the words Expecto Patronum, which is a brand new print for this set on a 2x4 tile piece. I do appreciate LEGO making that a print and not a sticker. It's really nice of them, though still I think the budget could have really went into recoloring this set in more of a translucent blue color compared to the light royal blue which we use for the majority of the set, most of which actually being brand new recolors in that particular color, so it just boggles my mind why they decided to go this route instead of the translucent blue. Maybe the translucent blue didn't look very good compared to this. I'm not exactly sure. I know that Funko does more of a color like this compared to the translucent blue, so maybe they were copying them. I'm not exactly sure, but still, looking at the overall design, my biggest problem has to be in the anatomy, just because it doesn't really look right. I mean, the back legs I think is probably my favorite part here, and just like the roundness here, though I think that the body is just way too thick, and also the head design could have been done a little bit better. I think it's just a little too flat moving down here. The ears I think turned out fine. I really like how they use like the anti-studs to their advantage. I also have to point out that they do happen to use a few of those opalescent pieces in here, which I do appreciate, this particular one being a brand new recolor for this set. You also get the upside down melon slice piece for the nose. I definitely would prefer it to be the other direction, though that still looks ugly. Eyes are surprisingly using the teeth pieces in translucent blue, which may also be a brand new recolor for this set. You get pretty much a mirror design from the other side of the build. I like a lot of these pieces, though still the color scheme just throws me off. I really wish it was just in the full translucent blue. As far as posability goes, you get some movement in the head, so you can move that up and down, make him say yes, no nose, though. From the back, you also get some more clip piece connections, so you can move up and down the tail. This wasn't designed by the guy who made the Majestic Tiger, so nothing down there, unfortunately. And you get some posability with the legs, which is really interesting. I guess it was just to form them. It's not really meant to be posability. Get one point at the base, one in the middle, and one at the very base of the foot, which is very disappointing and loves to break apart very easily. But anyways, that was just made to create the angling, which still just doesn't really work for me. As far as the rest of the base goes, you get a lot of the same sort of color scheme, a little bit of tan, and also just some flowers down here, which is a nice decorative design, but still it's not really my favorite. One other thing that I should note is the fact that I am happy, just like Dobby, that you can completely remove this thing from the base, just so then you can get a better sense of this guy in action. You also get the clip pieces in the opposite direction for the front feet, which does confuse me a lot, though of course this is meant to be displayed on a little display plaque thing, which, you know, it's weird to see them using like these 18 plus sort of ideas in non-18 plus sets. And again, it's just confusing that this could have been such a great display piece if it was done in the full translucent blue, or even if they just did like a diorama based on this particular scene that they're representing with these figures. I just think that would have been a much better direction for them to have gone in instead of what they actually did. Sorry for the cut-in, but a really funny coincidence, as I was taking pictures of this, I found out that it could actually sit on its hind legs, and I love that. I think that really makes me love this model a little bit more, though still, again, just the body is way too big for me. I think they could have slimmed it down a little bit. In order to conjure the Patronus charm, you need to think of something happy, and the happiest thing that ever happened to Harry was not riding on a broomstick for the very first time, but leaving the Dursleys and going to Hogwarts, where he met his friends Ron and Hermione and just started his life in this world that he never would have imagined otherwise. The main build for this set is for Harry's Stag Patronus, which utilizes all of the pieces unlike Lupin's Wolf Patronus. Here's just a quick look at the extra pieces if you were interested. Starting from all the way at the bottom, we have a very similar design in terms of the stand, though of course there's some differences going on. Of course, you get that printed 2x4 tile, which I mentioned before is brand new for this set. Looks like we have a little bit more of the translucent blue from the bottom, which I don't really mind. We also have a different flower assortment where we actually utilize that stem piece down there, which is really nice. And we'll just continue around the stand. Here's a look at the foundation. And we have a much bigger stand as this guy goes up a little bit more with those longer legs there. Now, as far as the anatomy goes, I actually think it's better than the wolf. I think it turned out just the build overall looks like a stag. You get the posability at the very base and in the middle there, and for the foot, no odd clip piece connection directions here, so you can actually have him prancing, which is really cool. We also get that connection from the back side, which is an even better bonus. The only downside to all of these connections being perfect is the fact that when you remove him off the stand, it's supposed to be a display piece, which is why he's on the stand. Once you remove him, he doesn't really stand up very well. Taking him off of the stand, you can see all of the stud connections that work with the anti-studs on the bottom there. You just easily plop him into place like such, adjust the legs as necessary. I mean, you can make it happen. I've done it quite a few times when taking pictures of him with the giant buildable Harry figure, but it's annoying. The legs are very thin and it doesn't work very well. As far as other posabilities go, you get some movement in the neck area so you can make him nod up and down. You also get the clip piece connections for the little ears up there. You get the antlers, which I really like how they made those with like the pipe pieces, and just lots and lots of slope pieces to round out the character. And one last connection clip piece from the very back for the teeny tiny stump of a tail. Before we end off, I did want to take a look at the Funko version of Harry's Stag Patronus, because I did happen to get that a few years back, still in the box. Let's open this up and take a look at it in comparison. Personally, I love this. It's beautiful. You can even see the translucent blue, though it does look like a very similar thing color-wise. There's a lot more of the blue coloring than there is the translucent blue coloring, which you could only see in like some of the thinner parts like the ears and the antlers up here and the bottom of the feet even. Though that also brings up the question, what would this have looked like mixed translucent blue and just translucent in general? I don't think that would have looked very well, just considering the coloring of the translucent colors. Maybe if they use like the translucent black or translucent brown as they're now calling it, it might have looked really nice, but still, just as far as color scheme goes, I would have liked to have seen translucent blue. Just thought I'd bring both of these out just so then you can see them side by side, what Funko did compared to Lego color-wise. And if that comparison wasn't enough, I'm gonna bring out the original Lego Stag Patronus that we got all the way back in 2019's Expecto Patronum set. I am kind of disappointed that we actually didn't see this return in this set. It would have made the value feel so much better, and even just giving us a brand new mold for Lupin's Wolf Patronus in the translucent blue, or maybe even just reusing the German Shepherd mold like they did for Sirius, knowing them. But that aside, this is translucent blue with the sparkly, which is just my dream for this set, and it just makes me so disappointed that this could have been something amazing, though the result didn't deliver. So overall, for $70, is this set worth it? Well, if you're into LEGO's buildable animal characters, I think this set is really nice. You do get some exclusive minifigures with a brand new torso print, brand new arm printing for Harry there, which I think a lot of people will appreciate. Also brand new torso printing in general, darker bloodstains. Though as far as the build goes, I'm still gonna have to complain about the color scheme. I really would have liked to have seen it in a translucent blue instead of the light royal blue that you see for both of these models. I think it would have been really interesting to see them go that direction. Maybe it didn't look good, who knows, maybe it was too expensive to recolor this many pieces in that translucent blue, so they went with the cheaper recolor option of the light royal blue. Away from color problems, I do really like that these can be removed from the stand. I think that makes it so much more fun to photograph. And as far as the builds themselves, the Stag is definitely the star. I really liked how they captured the look of the animal compared to the wolf, which I think needs a little bit of work. I expect someone will muck around with it and make it even better, but me personally, I'm probably just gonna leave it as you see here. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, what your thoughts are on this set. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so every time I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!